Anthony Weiner's latest sexting scandal. Here's what we know. Hours after former Representative Anthony D. Weiner of New York apparently deleted his Twitter account in the wake of a New York Post report that he had been involved in another sexting episode with a woman online last year, his wife announced that the couple were separating. It was at least the third public episode involving such behavior by Mr. Weiner, who resigned from Congress in 2011 after it was revealed he had been sending lewd messages and photos to women online. That sexting scandal destroyed his political career, derailed a comeback attempt in 2013 and strained his marriage to Huma Abedin, a top aide to Hillary Clinton. On Monday, Ms. Abedin said in a statement, "After long and painful consideration and work on my marriage, I have made the decision to separate from my husband. Anthony and I remain devoted to doing what is best for our son, who is the light of our life. During this difficult time, I ask for respect for our privacy." When did the latest sexting occur? The woman told the Post that the online chats started in January 2015 and that they continued through this month. What do the messages show? Screenshots published by the Post showed that the two exchanged photos of the woman in various bikinis and of Mr. Weiner half-dressed, showing off his abs or his crotch, and that they talked about sex. In one message, Mr. Weiner abruptly changed the discussion from massage parlors and wrote, "Someone just climbed into my bed." "Really?" the woman said. His response, in a screenshot dated just July 31, 2015, showed a child curled up next to Mr. Weiner, who was wearing white shorts. Mr. Weiner and Miss Abedin have a son, Jordan, 5, who is the other woman. The Post did not identify the woman but described her as a self-avowed supporter of Donald Trump and the National Rifle Association, who's used Twitter to bash both President Obama and Clinton. Mr. Weiner, asked by the Post for comment, admitted he and the woman have been friends for some time. According to the article, "She has asked me not to comment except to say that our conversations were private, often included pictures of her nieces and nephews and my son, and were always appropriate." Mr. Weiner was quoted as saying. Mr. Weiner could not immediately be reached for comment on Monday. Why is this notable? When Mr. Weiner resigned from Congress in 2011, he publicly apologized and vowed to change his behavior, but he denied having an addiction. But in 2013, his attempt at a political comeback as a New York mayoral candidate was scuttled when it was revealed he had again been exchanging messages online with at least 3 more women under the nom de guerre Carlos Danger. A documentary, Weiner, released in May, traced the disastrous campaign and the effects on Miss Abedin, who is shown near tears after the sexting revelations were made public. According to a New York Times report, Miss Abedin learned only on Sunday while the couple were in the Hamptons with their son that Mr. Weiner had sent a photo of himself and a boy to the unidentified woman. Mr. Weiner's ties to the Clinton campaign make his explicit messages a useful weapon by the Trump camp in the bruising race to the White House. Indeed, Mr. Trump released a statement on Monday that said the episode was an issue of national security. "I only worry for the country in that Hillary Clinton was careless and negligent in allowing Weiner to have such close proximity to highly classified information. Who knows what he learned and who he told? It's just another example of Hillary Clinton's bad judgment." Has there been other fallout? The Daily News said it would no longer carry Mr. Weiner's columns, which included his writings on New York City politics. "We've severed ties with him as a columnist," Joshua Greenman, a Daily News editor, said on Monday in an email. The Daily Beast initially reported the news decision. The television station NY1 also put Mr. Weiner on indefinite leave from his position as a contributor. Mr. Weiner had appeared on Inside City Hall. As for the involvement of the child's image in the Post, New York City's Administration for Children's Services said in a statement that because of confidentiality, it would not comment on the possibility that it may begin an inquiry. In his own words, in an interview with the New York Times in July, when asked whether he was still engaging in the activities that got him into trouble, Mr. Weiner said, "I'm not going to go down the path of talking about any of that. But I will say this, there's no doubt that the Trump phenomenon has led a lot of people to say to me, 'Boy, compared to inviting the Russians to come hack someone's email, your thing seems almost quaint.'" Let it go.